If your engine feels weak, your MPG is dropping, or your idle sounds rough, chances are you've heard this advice. Just clean the carbon. It's easy. That single sentence has instantly destroyed more modern engines than missed oil changes ever have. Not slowly, not over years. I mean instant damage. I've seen engines hydrolock in under 10 seconds, bent valves, scored cylinders, melted catalytic converters, repair estimates north of $6,000, all from one simple carbon cleaning mistake that people are told is safe. Today, I'm going to show you the one thing you must never do to clean engine carbon, why modern engines are far more fragile than older ones, how a $20 shortcut turns into a total engine failure, and the final step that separates smart car owners from people who unknowingly destroy their engines. Stay until the end, because the last mistake is the one that finishes engines off, even when they were still salvageable. Why carbon buildup is worse than ever, and it's not your fault. Let's clear up the first misconception. Carbon buildup is not happening because engines are poorly designed. It's happening because engines are more efficient. Modern vehicles use gasoline, direct injection, GDI, higher compression ratios, tighter internal tolerances, aggressive emissions controls, PCV and EGR systems. Older engines sprayed fuel over the intake valves. That gasoline washed carbon away. Modern GDI engines don't. Fuel goes straight into the combustion chamber. The intake valves stay dry. Oil vapor and exhaust gases hit them instead. That combination bakes carbon onto metal surfaces. Manufacturers know this. That's why carbon cleaning procedures now exist in OEM service documentation. But here's where everything goes wrong. The number one carbon cleaning mistake. Never do this. Never pour liquid cleaners directly into the intake, throttle body, or vacuum lines while the engine is running. Not a little. Not only at high RPM. Not because it worked on my old car. Never. This is the fastest way to destroy a modern engine. Why this causes instant damage. Engines are designed to compress air-fuel vapor. They are not designed to compress liquid. When liquid carbon cleaner enters a cylinder, the piston travels upward. Valves may still be open. Cylinder pressure spikes instantly. Something has to give. Usually it's bent intake valves, cracked pistons, broken connecting rods, wiped bearings. This is called hydrolock. And once it happens, the engine is done. No warning light, no gradual failure, no recovery. Why people keep making this mistake anyway? Because sometimes it doesn't fail right away. That's what makes it dangerous. If the engine is hot, RPM is high, the cleaner enters unevenly, you might get away with it. But engines don't warn you before the breaking point. One extra spray, one extra second, one slightly lower RPM. That's all it takes. When it fails catastrophically. The cost difference nobody talks about. Let's put real numbers on this. Safe, proper carbon cleaning controlled induction service. $150 or $300 physical cleaning when required. $400, $900 damage from liquid ingestion valve job. $2,000, $4,000 catalytic converter replacement. $1,200, $3,000 full engine rebuild or replacement. $5,000, $8,000, same goal. Radically different outcome. Quick check. Have you ever seen someone pour cleaner into a running engine on YouTube? Comment yes or no below. Why turbocharged and GDI engines are at extreme risk. This mistake is especially deadly on modern engines. Turbocharged and GDI engines operate with higher cylinder pressures, hotter combustion temperatures, much tighter piston-to-wall clearances. That means liquids don't vaporize evenly, carbon breaks loose in chunks, debris can strike turbo blades, catalytic converters can overheat and melt. One bad cleaning attempt can destroy a turbocharger, a catalytic converter, piston rings. And here's the key detail most people miss. No major manufacturer approves uncontrolled liquid intake cleaning. If it were safe, it would be in the service manual. It isn't. What OEM service documents actually allow? Manufacturers don't say, never clean carbon. They say, never clean it uncontrollably. Approved methods always involve metered delivery, controlled engine speed, engine off procedures, or physical removal. If a method doesn't mention controlled flow, it's a gamble, and engines are not forgiving gambling machines. Another carbon myth that quietly kills engines. Let's talk about the Italian tune-up. You'll hear this all the time. Just drive it hard. The carbon will burn off. Here's the reality. Occasional high-load driving can help prevent light carbon buildup, but it does not remove heavy deposits. If thick carbon is already present, hard driving can break deposits loose. Chunks can lodge under valves. Debris can damage pistons and turbos. Aggressive driving is preventive maintenance, not repair. Using it as a fix is how engines get hurt. Why engines often run worse after bad carbon cleaning. This confuses many drivers. After a bad carbon cleaning attempt, engines often idle, rough, misfire, lose power, trigger check engine lights. That's not the engine relearning. That's damage. Partially loosened carbon gets trapped under valves, scratches cylinder walls, clogs injectors, overloads oxygen sensors. Once that happens, failures cascade quickly. The psychological trap that gets smart drivers burned. Here's why even experienced car owners fall for bad carbon cleaning advice. Carbon is invisible. Damage isn't always immediate success. Stories are loud. Failure stories disappear. Nobody uploads, "This cleaner destroyed my engine." Repair shops see the aftermath every week, and the damage is almost always blamed on high mileage, not the cleaning method. The carbon cleaning methods that actually work and why. Now that you know what destroys engines instantly, let's talk about what actually works. Methods used by professional shops, referenced in OEM service guidance, and trusted by longtime master technicians. There are only two categories of carbon cleaning that make sense. Everything else is gambling. Method number 1, controlled induction cleaning, when done correctly. This is the only liquid-based carbon cleaning method that can be safe, if it's done properly. What makes it safe? The cleaner is metered, not poured. Engine speed is controlled. Flow rate is slow and consistent. The engine never ingests pooled liquid. Professional shops use dedicated induction tools that regulate flow based on engine vacuum. This is not the same as spraying a can into the intake. What it can actually do: remove light to moderate soft carbon, improve idle stability, restore throttle response, reduce light misfires. What it cannot do: remove heavy, rock-hard carbon, fix years of neglected maintenance. If carbon buildup is severe, liquid cleaning is already too late. Typical cost: $150 to $300. Best use: preventive maintenance, early symptoms. If a shop can't explain how the cleaner is metered, walk away. Method number 2, walnut blasting, the gold standard for GDI engines. This is the method manufacturers quietly rely on, especially for direct injection engines. Walnut blasting is done with the engine off, requires intake removal. Cleans intake valves physically, not chemically. Crushed walnut shells are hard enough to remove carbon, soft enough not to damage metal, fully biodegradable. Why walnut blasting works? No liquid enters the cylinders, no risk of hydrolock, no carbon debris goes through the engine, valves are restored close to factory condition. This is why European and Asian manufacturers specify walnut blasting for GDI engines in service procedures. When it's worth the cost. Rough cold starts, persistent misfires, power loss, poor fuel economy, heavy valve deposits confirmed by inspection. Typical cost: $400, $900. Expensive? Yes. Cheaper than an engine? Absolutely. Why carbon cleaning sometimes makes engines run worse. This part catches a lot of people off guard. After proper carbon cleaning, some engines feel worse. That doesn't mean the cleaning failed. It means carbon was hiding existing problems, such as worn valve seals, weak injectors, low compression. Carbon can temporarily seal small leaks. Once it's removed, the real condition of the engine is exposed. This is why honest shops scan live data first, explain the risks, set expectations. Shops that promise guaranteed results are lying. Why carbon always comes back and how to slow it down. Carbon buildup is unavoidable, but how fast it builds up is completely in your control. Here's how experienced mechanics slow it down dramatically. Replace the PCV valve regularly. A stuck PCV valve floods the intake with oil vapor. Cost? $10 or $30. Impact. Massive reduction in intake carbon. This is one of the most overlooked maintenance items on modern engines. Use top-tier fuel. Top-tier gasoline contains detergents that keep injectors clean, improve combustion quality, reduce deposit formation. Cheap fuel costs more in the long run. Don't blindly follow long oil change intervals. Extended oil intervals increase oil vapor, sludge carbon formation. Follow oil life monitors, but shorten intervals if you drive short trips, idle frequently, own a turbo or GDI engine. Drive the engine properly, not gently, all the time. Engines are designed to operate under load. Occasional highway driving after full warm-up raises combustion temperature, burns off soft deposits, keeps piston rings active. This isn't abuse, it's how engines were engineered to run. Another carbon trick that quietly destroys engines. Let's address water or steam cleaning. Yes, water can loosen carbon, but here's the problem. Uneven distribution. Modern tight tolerances, zero margin for error. One bad spray equals hydrolock. This technique belongs in controlled laboratory environments, not in driveways. If someone says, old school mechanics did this all the time, they're ignoring modern engine design. Why bad advice dominates online? Because engines don't fail instantly every time. Damage often shows up weeks later. Viral videos reward shock, not accuracy. Repair shops, on the other hand, see bent valves, melted catalytic converters, low compression cylinders. And the blame gets shifted to high mileage, not the cleaning method. The one question that protects your engine. Before any carbon cleaning, ask, where is the carbon and how does this method remove it safely? If the answer is vague, rushed, or dismissive, stop. Carbon cleaning is precision work, not a shortcut. Final reality check. Carbon isn't your enemy, shortcuts are. Drivers who understand this spend hundreds, keep engines alive past 200,000 miles. Drivers who don't learn the hard way. Final comment question, don't skip. Have you ever been tempted to try a quick carbon cleaning trick you saw online? Pour-in cleaners, steam cleaning, aggressive revving, miracle additives. Comment which one below. Your answer could stop someone else from destroying their engine. If this helped you, share it with another car owner. That one share might save them thousands.